Okay, so this is one of the slimmest phones I have ever used. But does slim mean better? This is the TECNO Spark 40 Pro Plus, and it looks slick, it looks premium, if I do say so. And it's one of the 3 phones in the Spark 40 series, the Spark 40, the 40 Pro, the Spark 40 Pro Plus here that we'll be talking about. This video will cover the 40 Pro and the 40 Pro Plus. You can check out the Spark 40 video that we did in the link below after you're done with this video. And I spent the last couple of weeks with both of these phones, testing them from the design to the durability to the AI features and how they fit in your hands and how they feel in your pocket, everything basically. But which one actually deserves your money? Let's break it down, and the answer might actually surprise you. Without further ado, let's get to the video. When you open the box of both these phones, you'll notice a lot of similarities, but there are also a few key differences. For the Pro, the first thing you see is the phone, and underneath that you see the phone's case, a small piece of paper that says licensed by Qualcomm, the user manual, and a warranty card. You'll then find the phone itself alongside a 45-watt charging brick, a USB Type-C cable, a SIM ejector tool, and a 3.5mm earpiece. Now, the Spark 40 Pro Plus comes with almost the same, everything in the same package, but it adds a few extras. First, you're greeted with the wide compartment holding the essentials alongside everything I just mentioned. You'll also get a longer warranty form and some stickers. Plus, this model includes a curved screen protector. But here's the catch. The Pro Plus doesn't include any earpiece in the box. I don't know how I feel about that, but there's more. With their cases on, both these phones look quite similar from the back, but once you take them off, the differences become clear. The Spark 40 Pro has a flat back design with a smooth matte finish, giving it a clean and a minimal look. The cameras and the flash are neatly arranged, neatly aligned, and they blend well with the surface of the back of this phone. The reflections are even better. The Spark 40 Pro Plus, on the other hand, it looks nice and it has a matte finish on the back, but it is slimmer at 6.49mm. It has the curved sides, the display edges, the camera, everything is noticeable. It has this island for the camera that has an island of itself, and the cameras are layered on top of that, or the camera bump, and each individual camera has a lesser bump height. Plus, on the case, you see that there's a magnetic ring right there, which means it supports wireless charging, but more on that later in the video. Both phones have nice metal ring details around their camera lenses, blending the metal and glass for premium looks. The colors are pretty fun too. The Pro Plus comes in Aurora White, the one I have here, Nebula Black, Moon Titanium, and Thunder Green. They are interesting names that sound like someone was inspired by nature or space. The Spark 40 Pro has its own color set. There's Ink Black, Moon Titanium, a slightly different shade from the Pro Plus, Lake Blue, which is the one we have here, and there's the Bamboo Green, and they're pretty creative names, also with sort of the nature wordings embedded in them. A creative addition is the included phone case that comes in the box with both these phones. They match your phone's color. However, I noticed that the 40 Pro Plus stains easily, and you might want to be careful with that, especially the way it looks, and you might want to consider buying a different type of case. I never see phone with microfiber no fit come out the fingerprint stain before. But I get some phones on. Now, if you flip to the front, they look similar at first. And if you look at the punch hole camera that they have, yes, they look similar, the speaker grill. But again, the big difference is the screen. The 40 Pro is flat, the 40 Pro Plus is curved, and it looks really nice, to be honest. On the right side of the 40 Pro, you've got the power button and the volume buttons, and the left side has the SIM card slot and memory card tray, while at the bottom it includes the headphone jack, the microphone, the USB Type-C port, and speakers. The 40 Pro is slim too at 6.69, and it has a metal feeling frame that looks pretty premium. The Spark 40 Pro Plus, on the other hand, has a similar bottom layout, but it skips the headphone jack. Instead, it has a SIM card tray, and the design of the mic looks slightly different. It also adds an extra mic hole at the top, which should help you improve audio. At the bottom, you also have the USB-C port and speaker grill. So I think that this should be very much better with calls and video recordings when it comes to audio, at least. Now, when it comes to the display, TECNO has really surprised us here, really. Both the Spark 40 Pro and the Pro Plus come with what TECNO is calling flagship grade AMOLED display. And honestly, it does look like it has some quality to it there. You're getting a 6.78-inch 1.5K AMOLED display surrounded by thin bezels that makes everything feel bigger and more immersive. Whether you're scrolling through social media, or watching videos, or gaming, the 144Hz refresh rate, it keeps everything really smooth, to be honest. But it's not just smooth. it's also very bright. Both phones are pushing 4500 nits of peak brightness, which is honestly one of the brightest AMOLED panels that you find in this price range. And especially when you're outdoors in harsh sunlight, you see things a little bit better without struggling. The difference between them though comes down to, again, the shape of the screen. The Spark 40 Pro keeps things simple. It is flat. It is just the flat AMOLED display. While the Spark 40 Pro Plus, it does a little bit more. It's curved. It feels well in the hand. It sits just right there very well. It gives a more premium feeling, and it commands a higher price for this innovation. How slim it looks. Honestly, I think Tecno went all in on this part, especially with the displays of this supposedly budget phone. Despite how thin and lightweight these phones are, they're built to handle a few accidental drops as well. You can just drop them and you'll be fine. Anyway, both phones feature Corning's Gorilla Glass 7i, which gives them extra protection against drops, scratches, alongside an IP64 water resistance rating for water and dust resistance. Now, the Pro Plus comes with a protective case that has protruding edges, and that actually makes sense because these are curved. It's a curved screen. It's a curved screen with curved edges, and it's very thin. So it is more susceptible to slipping off your hands and falling down. So having a case kind of pays. One little touch I like is that the phone's case matches the material and finish of the phones to a certain extent, and they both have matte textures. So it not only looks good, it helps reduce fingerprints, smudges and everything, and it just works. I like that they include these things in the box. I think that's just good too. Both phones passed our drop test from heights of up to 1.5 meters. And here's something really cool that Tecno added. Even when your hands are wet or oily, you can actually just use the phone as normal, and it wouldn't have those weird dead touches or like annoying glitches when you're typing with wet hands. As for the frames, the Spark 40 Pro has a frame that looks like metal, feels like metal, and it's a very durable material. The funny thing is that it's also relatively slim. Tecno says it's tough to drop test, and I think it definitely held up. The Spark 40 Pro Plus, on the other hand, uses a glossy frame, and you see the glossy finish. It doesn't hide fingerprint smudges. But thanks to the matte finish on the back, I think it elevates the appearance, and I don't think you'll be bothered by it at all, especially since you have a case in the box. Now, here's the tricky part. When you look at these phones, you think, oh, 3 camera setup at the back? That's nice. But, stick with me for a moment. There's actually just one 50 megapixel main camera on the back of each one, and there's another sensor, and then there's a design for a third camera. So the good thing is that the Pro Plus steps things up with an electronic image stabilization feature, while both phones have also raw image processing. You'll actually notice this when you take the shot. It spends a moment processing the image, resulting in a much sharper image, more stable pictures, whether you're capturing street photography or portraits or night shots. The Pro Plus gives you a slightly better, slightly clearer, slightly more detailed shot. One thoughtful touch that Tecno added is a lens cleaning reminder. So if your camera gets a bit dirty, the phone notifies you to clean it for a clearer shot, and you can just toggle it on, toggle on the notify me about dirty lens feature in the camera settings for both of these phones. On the front of both phones, you have a 13 megapixel selfie camera inside the punch hole cutout, and once again, the Pro Plus edges ahead with how sharp and detailed the results are. But honestly, the difference isn't that huge. The Pro's selfie come really close. You notice that on the blacks on the Pro, and it looks a bit deeper, and the skin tones of both phones are quite accurate and natural. The Pro Plus gives slightly cooler skin tones. Now, when it comes to video, both of these phones can shoot at 2K resolution at 30 frames per second using either the front or the rear camera. And thanks to that electronic image stabilization on the Pro Plus, your footage will look a bit steadier, especially when you are walking or panning with your camera. A feature now familiar to Tecno devices is Flash Snap. We talked about it in the Come On series. Yes, it's here. Flash Snap basically detects motion and snaps the shot without you pressing the shutter button. So when there's enough light, there's a cute little human icon that pops up on the bottom left corner, letting you toggle it on, and you see a fun flash snap animation, and it automatically takes a picture when there's motion in the frame. Another smart feature I noticed is how the phone automatically switches to super night mode when the environment is dark. So it bumps up the exposure to brighten up your shot, making your shots look noticeably better. I think those features are quite thoughtful. And as you'd expect from Tecno, the camera is packed with AI. AI stuff. You have the AI shutter, which lets you capture photos or scan documents with just a tap. It works pretty well. There's the image extender that lets you stretch out the background of your photos, making your shots feel wider than the original were, with some trial and error. So yeah, for the price of the Spark 40 and 40 Pro Plus, they offer a decent camera experience, especially if you're the type who loves taking pictures of random things and maybe letting AI sort of polish them for you. You can get that here. Thanks to the Dolby Atmos stereo speakers on these phones, the audio experience is actually pretty nice. Whether you're watching videos, playing games, music, or gaming, the sound is loud, it's clear, it's immersive. Although in a noisy environment, you might still need to increase the volume up to hear things a bit more clearly in a noisy environment. Now, speaking of sound, let's test the microphone. This is what a voice recording sounds like on the Spark 40 Pro. And this is a voice recording on the TECNO Spark 40 Pro. And this is what a voice recording sounds like on the Spark 40 Pro Plus. This is a sound recording on the TECNO Spark 40 Pro Plus. Could you hear the difference between them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know which one sounds maybe better to you. Now, still on the sound quality, TECNO added something called the free link. So it lets you make phone calls or send text without the internet as long as the other person has the free link app as well. Even over a decent distance, it should still work, and it sounds surprisingly clear. It's like a walkie-talkie, but much more refined. This one doesn't mess up with the frequencies, and it's legal in Nigeria. Guys, did you know that walkie-talkies are illegal in Nigeria? I think some walkie-talkies. And here's what speakers sound like during gameplay. It's quite loud and also decent. Honestly, a game feels much better when the sound is good, and I got some of that here. Now let's talk performance. The Spark 40 Pro Plus is of course Android 15 with iOS 15.1.1. It's also reportedly the first phone in the world to have the MediaTek Helio G200 6nm chipset, built for gaming and multitasking. Gaming on this phone was smooth with no noticeable lag. Plus, it automatically switches to game mode whenever you open a game. This helps boost your performance, of course, even further. And you can also fine-tune the settings to your liking. The phone did get a little warm to the touch during extended gaming sessions, but there's also bypass charging, a feature that lets you draw power from your charger directly without heating up your battery. This should sort of help you keep your gaming sessions cool and a bit more stable. The Spark 40 Pro, on the other hand, Android 15, iOS 15.1.1, same thing. Meanwhile, it runs on Helio G100 Ultimate. So it's a solid performer for games. It feels smooth, though the Pro Plus comes a bit ahead when it comes to some power and some responsiveness. Both models come with 16GB of RAM, so 8GB on board, 8GB extended through your storage, and you get a maximum of 256GB of storage, giving you plenty of space for your files and switching between apps smoothly. Okay, so battery life. Both these phones come with 5200 mAh battery. Easily, they'll last you all day for a full day of use with light to moderate use. But when it comes to charging, the Pro Plus definitely has the edge here. You get a 2-pin 45-watt wired charging and a 30-watt wireless magnetic charging. So it's something you almost never see at this price point. In our test, it took 1 hour and 10 minutes to charge this phone from 0 to 100% using that 45-watt charger that came in the box. It's not bad, especially for a phone this slim. And it even gets better with the Pro Plus. It supports 5-watt reverse wireless charging, so you can top up your earbuds or even another phone wirelessly. The Spark 40 Pro also charges pretty fast with its own 45-watt wired charging. It did very well. It charged from 0 to 100% in 62 minutes. It also supports 10 watts of reverse charging, though through a wire. And honestly, I think it's impressive how TECNO managed to fit such big battery and fast charging tech into phones that look this slim and look this good. But hey, I guess this is TECNO's season of surprises. For the price, which is the most important question that a lot of people ask, what is the cost to get one of these? The Spark 40 Pro with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage will run you 221,000 naira. And the same phone with 8 gigabytes of RAM but a higher 256 gigabytes of storage will run you 243,700 naira. The Pro Plus, on the other hand, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes storage, 273,300 naira. And that's what you pay for all that slim goodness. And hey, if you're a student on a budget, TECNO has partnered with Easy Buy so you can grab one and pay later with 0 interest installment plans. And I think it's a really thoughtful thing, but will you be buying this outright, or would you be doing a payment plan, or would you be just grabbing this and gifting someone? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so which one should you buy? With the Spark 40 Pro Plus, you're getting a flagship design, flagship display, wireless charging, powerful G200 chipset. With the Spark 40 Pro, it's good. It looks well, it's beautiful, flat design, smooth display, great battery life, friendly price. Either way, these are some of the best phones I've used in this category. Slim, smart, performs quite well. Which one would I pick? I would pick, you know what I would pick? I'll pick the slimmer one and the higher one. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about both these phones in the comment section below. I'll be right there chatting with you guys. If you found this video useful, leave a like, make sure you subscribe and all of the things. I'll see you guys in the very next one.